You're listening to Styles.
She is the reigning and defending champion for the Nathan's Hot Dog Championship Women's Division, Miki Sudo, joining me right now talking about all things hot dog eating and even competitive eating. And Miki, thank you so much. This is, if I'm not mistaken, your 11th year in competitive eating, which a great career. Do you still get jitters? You still get nervous as you're about to go on stage for any competition?
I mean, yeah, with Nathan's I do. It's just there's just so much pressure to keep that streak going. I mean, not pressure from within. You know, I don't want to let myself down.
What's going through your head as you get introduced? Because, of course, you're in like that area. They have the TV on you. You have your belt. Then they bring you out. So what's going on in your head right at that moment?
Oh, my gosh. Like, let me hurry up and get to stage. It's a mixture of emotions because a part of me is just thinking, let me hurry up and get to stage because I need to pour my liquids now. Basically, as soon as I stand in my spot, it's 3, 2, 1, go. But I have to pour my liquids at the right temperature and the right dilution. So I have the least amount of time of anyone. But with that being said, so that's like the more logistical part. But I've in years past really tried to like walk slowly, take in this moment, realize not everybody gets to do this. This is an amazing experience that I get to be a part of. And, you know, and I'm really fortunate that people make me part of their 4th of July tradition. So honestly, in years past, I've really tried to slow myself down, even physically, to really appreciate like the gravity of the day.
Oh, absolutely. You talk about pouring those liquids. So what's something that folks don't realize? Because like we see it, we watch it, but there's a lot that actually goes into it from your side. So what's something that we might not realize that's going on up there?
It's just I think we're going to try to change. I'm going to try to have my section taped off this year, but it's visual chaos because I get to the table. Obviously, everything's like bright colors. There are like a billion cups right around me. I don't know which ones are set up for me, which ones are the competitors next to me, because it's just stuff. There are cups and hot dogs and cameras everywhere. But yeah, I need to really focus and make sure I have 8 cups full of extremely warm strawberry, orange, banana, sugar-free drink mix at the right dilution, because I dunk that. If my liquid's too cold, the buns aren't going to absorb properly. If it's too hot, which I've made the mistake of, I start to overheat, or in one contest, my water was so hot, I couldn't put my hand in it.
Oh.
So yeah, obviously dunking's a huge part of the speed component of Nathan. So that's kind of just like one of those logistical things that people are just like, well, you're on the stage now, just eat, please, you know. But it's a little bit more than that. I don't know. I'm just kind of hoping for belt number 10. If I can pull it off, that'd be great.
So why that particular flavor though? You mentioned a flavor that you like, the strawberry lemonade, was it?
It just tastes like victory. No, I don't know. I started using it really early on. I tried different flavors. Iced tea wasn't working. Lemonade was a little bit too tart.
Okay.
I felt like this one, even though the name doesn't sound super to me, it doesn't sound all that appealing. Who wants to drink banana water? That just sounds odd. But the flavor really works. And I think because I've had success with it, now that's what I associate with Dunkin' hot dogs.
Okay. As you're up there on stage, the crowd's going. Do you even notice the crowd or anything going on? Do you have tunnel vision as you're going?
I try to focus on what's immediately in front of me as soon as we do the countdown. Right before that, I look around. There's a whole sea full of people. I mean, it's crazy because I'm actually not used to seeing Coney Island from that vantage point without the crowd. So when I'm on the corner of Surf and Stillwell on a regular Wednesday, I'm like, wait, where's the scaffolding? Where's the stage? Where's the, so yeah, that's what I'm used to seeing. But I realize that my normal is completely abnormal. So I really just try to like take mental pictures and appreciate everything. Once we start the contest, it's like just focus on yourself. If I'm even paying attention to the competitor next to me or the sign counters behind me, it's probably because I'm running. Either I'm tired or I feel like I'm getting full, and I'm just hoping that we run out of time before people can catch up. It's not a good situation.
No doubt. In terms of getting full, how do you keep yourself from doing that in the competition? Because I've seen where before you talked about you weren't full, but you ran out of time or so forth.
Yeah, I think I know that I have the capacity to keep eating, but I guess in my mind when I say I feel full, it's just like my brain is telling me I'm full. Yeah, that sometimes that's just misjudging my liquid usage, or it's just honestly, I think it's more flavor fatigue than anything. I mean, hot dogs are incredibly savory, and nobody likes eating wet buns. I mean, come on, as much as you love hot dogs, nobody says this is what I want to put this in liquid.
Right.
So I think it's just more, it's just after a while, like my taste buds and my brain, like they're just saying, enough of this, even though my stomach has space. So I think
Right.
that's what I mean by what I run out of time because my body starts to fight it.
In terms of flavor fatigue, you've done eating competitions for just about everything. Do you face that in other competitions, and how do you beat that? Because I mean, I eat something too much in a week, and I'm like, all right, I'm done for a month. You go into a competition
Mhm.
and you do 10 minutes of something.
Yeah, so I mean, anything that's very flavorful, is you're gonna experience flavor fatigue a little bit more. So I don't get it as much with sweets. Um, so like when I set the ice cream record, that wasn't really a challenge. I think So what we do to combat it is, if you're doing a sweet food, I'll have black coffee set to the side. So I always have black coffee if I'm doing donuts or ice cream or Twinkies, anything like that. With salty or savory or even spicy foods, I like to have something either sweet or almost. I've done chocolate milk with wings, and it
Interesting.
actually worked because because that hot sauce can be kind of abrasive after
Hmm.
12 minutes. Our wing contests are a little bit longer. So yeah, I think having that refreshing, cool, kind of creamy chocolate milk really helped offset it. So that's what we do to combat flavor fatigue. But
Okay. Is
sometimes it's just mental, and you have to just get it up, get over it.
right. Are there any foods now, thanks to eating, the eating competitions that you just don't like anymore? That normal day, you're like, nah, I'm not going to have that.
No, no. I
No.
mean, I think like what competitive eating does is it makes you like, love, appreciate the foods that you already like and love, and the ones that you don't, it just reinforces your, your that they're less than favorable. Like so, okay, spam has a huge cult following. A lot of people love spam.
Hmm.
I don't think anybody says, "Hey, I want to crack open this can of spam, pop it onto a paper plate, and eat that block without cooking it," which is how we did our contest. So I didn't really grow up eating spam. It was a little bit foreign to me. But when it was served like that, yeah, that just kind of reinforced me. Like, yeah, no, I don't feel like eating spam straight out of the can again. But things like wings and ribs, I love these foods. I mean, I eat them in contests. Sometimes I'm known to like, because we don't get full in wing and rib contests because you're
Hmm.
working around the bone. It's more time consuming than anything. I've been known to like take some of my leftovers and like eat on the plane ride home.
Oh, wow.
Or like we did Wings for Wishes in Miami, and because it was a drive, I could pack up some of my leftovers, and I was eating them on the way home because they're just delicious. So yeah, no, it hasn't ruined any foods yet.
Awesome. Well, as competitive eating, a lot of people know with Nathan's hot dog, we see, and a lot of people focus on that. And you've done so many contests over the course of your career, and there are a lot more. What would you like to see in terms of America competitive eating evolve into? What would you like to see it grow, or how would you?
So I think we do a lot of things great. So I want to keep that trajectory. But I think one of the things that like Japan does great is they have longer form contests. There's
Okay.
still obviously the televised aspect has done wonders for Nathan. So I want to incorporate that more. But what Japan does great is they televise these big tournaments, but they also do like little character pieces. So like in this like hour and a half long program, they'll like flash back to this person's home life and show what their house is like or what they do in their fun day. Like so when people get to know the competitors more, they have more of a vested interest and more of this emotional attachment to the people eating hot dogs. So I think like maybe longer form contests, more televised events, and just a little bit more of a glimpse into what we do on a regular basis. I think that'd be really cool because, like, well, yeah, we all know that I can eat hot dogs, but I'm also in a dental hygiene program. I have a 3-year-old son. I love to ride my e-bike. I mean, it's just, I mean, these are all silly things, but like, those are little things that other people can relate to. So I think just like incorporating that would be more fun. I don't
No,
know, just my take.
absolutely. Like we see on any other food competition show, if I'm watching a cooking competition, we get background history on those chefs and what have you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just like, I mean, there's so much more, like from all sides, the competitor side, the client side, the chef side. There's so much that goes into those 10 minutes of competition that kind of like showing how it all comes together would be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, when you decide to, take a bow from competitive eating, what would you like to see the next thing be in your life and in your career?
Well, when Nick and I decided to start a family, I looked to the future, and I'm like, how long can I eat hot dogs? I don't know. But I decided to go back to school, and so I mentioned I'm in a dental hygiene program.
Hmm.
I'll graduate and be licensed and registered and all that next May. So that's kind of like my second career. I think it'd be fun to just kind of keep, maybe not a whole foot in the door of competitive eating, but it'd be fun to do, like Michael Jr. and Rich Shea get to do on July 4th. It'd be great to be brought back as a guest commentator. Um, yeah, I'd still like to stay involved somehow, even if I'm not actively eating hot dogs by the dozen.
Well, thank you so much for the time. Really do appreciate you getting some insight into the world of competitive eating. And on July 4th, I'll be cheering you on from here in Bloomington Normal for that championship, and hopefully seeing you walk away with it.
Yeah, going for number 10. Thank you so much.
You can find more interviews at weststyles.com and follow me across all the socials. It's West Styles Radio.